evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala. Week number 6 already, Coach. I'm going to tell you what, where is it gone?
I'll tell you what, Jeff, it's just flown by. Week number 6, 3 weeks left in the regular season. Before you know it, it's going to be October 27th. We're talking playoffs. So, week 6 is a big week for a lot of football teams.
A lot of teams are in the playoff mode already, knowing what their fortunes are ahead, what their last 4 games are, and they got to come up with some W's.
Well, they do. If you get in, you get 6 wins, you can automatically qualify. Sometimes you can get 5 wins and still get in. But week 6, 7, and 8, people are sweating a little bit. They know they got to get some wins, and we're right there, middle of the season. So this is a big game for the Pinconning area Spartans also.
Now, for those that watched last week, Pinconning, they'll say, man, they just didn't play well. I say quite contrary to that. They played extremely hard to the end, but they played an awful talented football team.
I thought they showed great spurts, Jeff. Ovid Elsie just really played extremely well. We saw a young man do something that you and I have never seen, kick a 50-yard field goal. It was Ovid Elsie's a good team, but you know what? Pinconning did some nice things. They put a hat on you. Ovid Elsie knew they were in a football game after they left here. They were bumped and bruised, but that's a good football team. What I'm looking forward tonight is how Pinconning responds to playing the Hemlock Huskies tonight after that loss.
Hemlock Huskies 3-2 on the year, minus their first and second string quarterbacks. They're going with Wildcat now, and they're going to go with a running back. So you've got to believe it's just a little bit more one-dimensional.
Yeah, they're going to probably spread it out, but when you lose 1 and 2 quarterback, that's a big loss, Jeff. So you know what? They watched the film. Did Coach Levasseur? He'll be ready for that Wildcat, but this is a little bit out of their comfort zone for the Hemlock Huskies. So we'll see what they can do, but I like Pinconning's chances tonight, and I know that they're going to step up and respond after that loss by Ovid Elsie.
And I got to believe the defense from Pinconning is going to have the upper hand tonight, because when you lose your first 2 quarterbacks, you have got to modify and simplify that offense, at least to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's not going to be a lot of fancy stuff for Hemlock, Jeff. They're going to go after the quarterback. Gramoski, Labine, I think those are very good football players for Pinconning. Put some pressure on, get Hemlock out of their comfort zone, make them do things that they're not used to, and I like the chances for Pinconning tonight.
I think Pinconning has to control the ball offensively. By controlling that ball offensively, you limit your opponent's offensive touches.
Yeah, absolutely. Run the football, take some time off the clock, be smart with the football. I'm looking for a big game out of Mason View tonight, Jeff. He did some great things last week. I think he's going to step it up this week and lead this Pinconning team to a big victory and get them back to 500.
Well, we'll take a break, and we will come back as we will talk about last week's high school matchups as our pregame show continues right here on BCTV.
Ow, ow, ouch! My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my! The pain, I can't take it anymore.
Good evening and welcome back to our pregame show sponsored by Covenant Healthcare here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala once again along with you, and as our customary weekly look back at last week, and it wasn't all pretty for the Bay County teams with the exception of one.
Yeah, Jeff, it was a pretty tough week, but All Saints was the lone winner last week. They went out to Akron Fairgrove and they won 58-14. Now they're 4-0 in the league, Jeff, 4-1 overall. Bay City Central, we heard a lot about that game last week. 42-35 losers to the Midland High Chemics. They're 2-1, 3-2 in the Valley, but that was a really, really tough loss for the Central Wolves.
That was a game for the ages. That was played in front of a packed house at Bay City Central, and when in a game like that you can play against the best in the Saginaw Valley League, even in a loss, I think they find positive.
Well, when the Midland schools and any of the Bay City schools get together, Jeff, there's no love lost, and that's a big rivalry. So that was a tough loss for Bay City Central, but they'll get it back. Morley Fraser will be ready for Carmen Ainsworth. Bay City Western lost 21-14 to Flint Community High. That is a combination of Northwestern and Southwestern high schools, Jeff. Unfortunately, the Warriors are are 0-4 in the league and 0-5 overall. John Glenn went to Midland Dow, lost 51-21. That's 2-1 in the league and 2-3 overall. Millington beat the Garber Dukes, so that makes the Garber Dukes 0-2 in the league, 1-4 overall. In the game we did last week here on BCTV, the Ovid Elsie Marauders 53, the Pinconning Area Spartans 6, 2-1 in the league, Jeff, and 2-3 overall. But like we said, we saw a lot of nice things from Pinconning last week.
Well, you know, Dave Lavasser will have that team ready to rock tonight. We are excited about the possibilities. We'll be back with all the game action, Pinconning and Hemlock, right here on BCTV.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Please welcome the 2017 Pinconning High School Marching Band under the direction of Julie Henning. The band is led on the field by drum major Kayla Davis. field of Varsity Huskies on Hemlock.
Hey, what's your shot there?
Please welcome to the field your Pinconning Postgame! Pinconning Area Schools welcomes you to Spartan Stadium for Homecoming 2017. This evening's varsity football game will feature the visiting Huskies of Hemlock and your Pinconning Spartans. At this time, would you please rise, remove your caps, and join the Pinconning High School marching band in honoring our country with the playing of the national anthem.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Good evening and welcome to Moments Before Kickoff. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala on BCTV. Pinconning gets the opening kickoff. That thing's rolling. It's a live football. Finally picked up at the 25-yard line. Nearly fumbled. Coming up over the 30-yard line. With a return out to almost the 34-yard line is the return man, and that is Zachary Backus. So a nice starting field position, already an injury for Hemlock, and that tells you this is going to be rock'em sock'em.
Well, there's another Pinconning area Spartan down on the field too, Jeff. So that kickoff, we saw the Hemlock Huskies practicing a lot in pregame, so their Pinconning Spartans will have to be ready for that goofy squib kick.
I am only going to speculate, but Mike, I think potentially both these people down are the result of the same hit on each other, and that's where they ended up.
I think so. Yep, I would agree with that.
I think that there was a major collision, and unfortunately we were watching Backus on the return and did not see it, but just based on where they're laying right now, they would probably each take a step in their own direction and end up going down, and they might hear the bells of St. Anne right now from Linwood ringing in their head.
And that's a long ways away too, Jeff. But it's homecoming night, so it's a very special night here tonight for many of the alumni are back in town for the Pinconning area Spartans. So
big crowd,
big homecoming game, and very, very nice weather.
Yes. Oh, what a difference a week makes.
Oh my goodness, it was 90 to 84 degrees last week at kickoff, Jeff, and it's probably down in the mid to low 60s right now with the breeze straight out of the north.
Well, and we're going to take a quick break and come back as this looks like it might take a minute. We'll be back after this on BCTV.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Yeah. Ben, please.
Wow, you can talk to your app? That's pretty cool.
Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
no, I'm fine, thanks.
It's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Good evening and welcome back. As lengthy delay with Tyler Albrecht.
Tough break.
We know it was a leg injury. We don't know what had happened. As the ball carrier for Pinconning is Zachary Backus again, as he brought the opening kickoff back. He might have picked up a yard out to the 35-yard line. Looks like the TNT for Hemlock is stout.
Yeah, the big fellas up front, Jeff, on that tackle was senior Jacob Seitz for the Hemlock Huskies. But a gain of 2 for the Pinconning area Spartans to start the football game in their first possession. Second down and 8 Pinconning.
As Mason View, our quarterback, single back. Now we've got Backus in motion to the wide side of the field. There is an errant snap. And a nice job by View to go back and get it. No time to do anything fancy with that. You just want to make sure you secure the ball. And that loss will go all the way back to the 20-yard line, a 15-yard loss on the play. And that will bring up a 3rd down and 24-yard-to-go situation.
Well, just not the way the Pinconning area Spartans wanted to start it, Jeff. They're 3rd down and long after a tough start with Tyler Albrecht getting hurt. And we watched Tyler last week. He is a good football player. The Pinconning area Spartans will definitely miss that young man tonight.
Well, hopefully they'll rally around it. Handoff up the middle again, right into the nose tackle. goes the Pinconning area Spartan running back, and that looks like it was number 40, Ross Gramoski. And I'll tell you, Gramoski was a man amongst men last week for Pinconning against Ovid Elsie, but he ran right into the nose tackle, and he might have picked up a yard.
Yeah, Connor Hahn on the tackle for the Hemlock Huskies, Jeff, and they're going to get their first taste of the football here. Pinconning will punt away on 4th and long.
They get a good exchange. And the kick is going to take a sidewind roll and come to rest at the 49-yard line. That is number 3, Hunter McGillen, with the drop of that. So just shy of midfield where that ball was downed. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies. And again, we had heard they lost first and second string quarterbacks, so they went with their number 1 running back out of the shotgun. We watched their quarterback in warm-ups, and that quarterback is number 15, and that is Cade Peters. And he can throw the ball.
Yeah,
I think if your defense is really hell-bent on stoning the defense against the run, then you got to watch this guy because he can make things happen. Handoff going right up the middle. A nice gain on the play, picking up 10 yards. Getting down just inside the 40-yard line was the running back, and that is number 37 on the play, and that's Corbin Napick.
Looked like Gramoski again on the tackle, Jeff. But one of the things was you have that running back for Hemlock. He's used to carrying the football. So, he's kind of like an extra running back there for the Hemlock Huskies. So this is not unfamiliar territory when he carries the football.
Boy, they're not going to change anything. They're going to give that ball back to Napick again as he's going to bang forward for a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Those big horses from Hemlock are really getting off the football in a hurry.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job at the point of attack, Jeff. 75 Lane Stender in on the tackle for the Pinconning area Spartans. 2nd down and 5. That's a nice pickup on 1st down for Hemlock.
As again, they're going to stay in the shotgun. Now they're going to run twins to the wide side of the field. They'll forego motion. And back to pass is Napick, and it looked like there could have been a hold as that ball goes out of bounds. One of the Pinconning area Spartans looked like he came to the ground and maybe had a little assistance on the play.
Well, the Pinconning faithful thought it was a hold, Jeff, but referee didn't throw the hanky, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Hemlock Huskies from their own 35, from the Pinconning area 35-yard line. Early in this game, Jeff, I think this is a big 3rd down play for Pinconning.
I would concur with that as well, as the Pinconning area Spartans would love nothing more than to hold them here on 3rd down and get the ball back, even though it would be deep in their own end. Pinconning showing blitz, and they come right up the middle, and they shot Napick right down at the line of scrimmage. He might have slid forward to the 34-yard line, but Gramoski and company were there in a hurry to shut the door.
Oh, that was a nice defensive stand by the Spartans, Jeff. Lanzak was also there, and I think that was a big play on defense early in the football game. It's going to be 4th down and long for the Hemlock Huskies. It's 4-down territory. They're going to go for it.
But they figure they can't gain a whole lot.
Don't jump off sides.
And it still wouldn't give them a 1st down if they did jump off sides, but it would be 4th and about a foot. So now back to pass with some time to throw the football. Throws up a lollipop, and the defense is back with a nice play to knock that ball away. And Pinconning really the beneficiary of much better field position.
Zach Backus with good defense, Jeff. That ball kind of hung up in the air a little bit. The quarterback, Peter, threw it high, and he threw it into the wind, so that means it's going to float a little bit. Backus did a nice job, timed it right, and the key to that play, Jeff, he looked back for the football, so that way he didn't have pass interference. Nice job by that young man.
Yep, looked back, made a play on the ball.
Yep.
There was some minor incidental contact, but good no call.
Yep, good no call by the official. Both kids going after the football.
Now, key for Pinconning, positive yardage on 1st down will set things up for their 2nd and 3rd down. And 1st down yardage they get, as they're going to pick up about 4 yards before the play is blown dead. as that running back is number 34, Milky. As Milky picks up about 5 on the play.
Take that. That's a nice pickup for the Pinconning.
And they go no huddle. They don't necessarily go hurry up, but they go no huddle.
Yep. And again, the same modus operandi, Jeff, for Coach Lavasser for this week. Everybody looking at the wristbands, knowing what the play is.
2nd down and 4 is a whole lot easier looking at your wristband. There's a few more opportunities for him. Right up the middle again goes number 34, the ball carrier on the play, and that's Milky. As Milky's going to be very close to that first down marker. They're going to call it 3rd down and 1, as it'll be 3rd down and less than 1. But boy, you set yourself up in a great position here.
I like the way Milky runs the football, Jeff. 64 Hickey in on the tackle for the Hemlock Huskies, but nice blocking by the big fellas of the offensive line for Pinconning.
They're down and short and right into a blitzing linebacker on the outside. That was number 10 slamming the door, McGregor, defensively, and he came into the backfield unblocked.
Yeah, he came from the right defensive end, Jeff, and he just came unblocked, and a loss of 2 on the play. 4th down and 3, and the Spartans are going to have to punt it away.
Boy, I tell you, I wouldn't mind seeing them snap it to the up back here and seeing if he can make it happen. They're really not coming with much of a rush, and that ball goes out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. They'll go back and watch. They'll come back, and they'll stop right about the 34. Oh, 31. That's a beautiful thing, as they will end up with about 30 yards on the kick, and so it's not a terrible with no return. But the Huskies will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 30 with their 2nd offensive possession of the game.
And a nice kick by View, kicking it out of bounds, Jeff, kicking it away from the player from Hemlock. So they're going to mark it inside the 30 at about the 29 and a hook yard line.
Boy, you look at Old Glory over there, and now just starting to wave a little bit, but was almost limp. So that northerly breeze wouldn't have helped a high charging kick. There goes that handoff up the middle again, and that's Napsick. Napick is picking up some positive yards. Gromoski comes up out of the bottom of that pile once again, as that boy's just got a nose for the football.
I tell you, he looks like a football player, Jeff. He got a little bit of help from number 36, Cody Van Horn, the junior linebacker. But Gromoski so far very impressive here early in the first quarter.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. As they continue to run that motion, Napick goes right up the front, and he doesn't get much. Coming up out of the bottom of that stack is number 42, and that is Lansick.
Yeah, Lansick's had a nice game so far tonight, Jeff. He did a very nice job against Ovid Elsie. Again, another big play for Pinconning area. 3rd down and a long 5 for the Hemlock Huskies. And don't forget, Hemlock, if they have to punt, they are punting into a pretty good breeze.
That breeze is starting to pick back up, as it was limp for a while, and that could be a break if Pinconning can get a big stop here on 3rd down. On the quarterback keeper, trying to cut to the outside. He gets a great seal block, turns the corner, and he'll be out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Defensive end gave up contain. He got blocked down back into the line of scrimmage and could not fight it off. It'll be enough to move the sticks, and a 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies.
Well, Peters looked like he was going to go to the 6-hole inside, Jeff, and he cut it back outside, went wide, went to the old 8-hole way out there, and got some good blocks inside, but picked up most of that yardage on his own.
Peters read the block and definitely went to the outside, and he found green pastures. Napick up in the middle, and he gets blasted after a gain of about 3. I wonder if it might be Gromoski.
Is Mr. Gromoski again in there, Jeff? Tight end and linebacker. Very impressive football player. Just got a nose for the football. And you take a look at that young man, he looks like a middle linebacker. He's just built for that position.
He likes contact.
Oh, man.
You can tell that kid thrives on contact, and he's always around the football.
Ooh, that boy's going to stick his nose in anywhere.
4:10 and counting left in a scoreless first quarter. Second down and 7 for Hemlock. Peters again has a high snap, gives it to Napick. Napick bangs forward, and he is going to be very close to the first down marker, and it looks like he's going to have it as those Hogs inside, Mike, are really just not doing anything fancy. They're just coming off the ball.
You know, it looks like it's got two tight ends and a balanced line, as you like to say, Jeff, and it's head-on inside through blocking, nothing fancy. Just find the green jersey and go block it and let the back pick the hole.
And he is running to daylight very well. 1st and 10 once again inside Pinconning territory at the 42-yard line. Peters on the keeper, coming to the near side. Great job that time of fighting off the block to stay and contain, and that is Van Horn.
Yeah, Cody did a nice job, and it looked like he almost got held a little bit, Jeff, but he fought the block off, used his hands properly, had good footwork, got rid of the blocker, made a nice tackle for a gain of 1 for Hemlock.
So Peters runs that play with success to the wide side. Van Horn says, I think I've seen that going the other way. I'm going to fight through and make sure I have contained. Peters had to cut it back up to the inside. Van Horn finished what he started.
Well, when you cut it back to the inside, you got a lot of green shirts coming. That's what you want to do, Jeff. Don't let them get outside. Keep that containment.
Last second adjustment by the defense, and Napick goes forward, and I'll tell you, the defense looked like they had the offense confused just a little bit on that blocking as they moved just prior to the snap. And Napick's having to work hard for his last couple of rushes. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. As another opportunity for a big stop early here for Pinconning with 2.5 left in the first quarter.
Lane Stender, the big defensive tackle for the Pinconning area. Spartans in on the tackle, Jeff. You hit it right on the head again. 3rd down and a big play. 3rd down and long for both teams.
Well, they bring in, they take out a backer, and they bring in side help. Napick gets forward, and he gets to the outside and just picks enough up for another first down as he gets to the 30-yard line. Another great seal block at the point of attack allows them to turn the corner, and Napick's a big fella coming around the corner.
He is a load. Seraphin in on the tackle for Pinconning, but, you know, again, not a hurry up, just getting up to the line quickly, and, you know, they're just a balanced line, Jeff, doing a nice job blocking at the point of attack for the Hemlock Huskies.
Kind of a modified double wing.
Yeah.
Is Napick on the quarterback keeper, and we're going to have a holding call coming back here. As that play's going to come back, and just about as the play goes away, the only call he's going to have to make is a holding call. And I'll tell you, Pinconning will have no trouble accepting this.
Number 46, Jeff, Lucas Leibrock for the Hemlock Huskies. Just grab a little bit of jersey of the Pinconning player, but right in front of the referee. Easy call, and that's going to take him back to about the 43-yard line.
So that is a big penalty.
Yeah.
That will bring up a 1st and 23 yard to go situation for Hemlock. It's time for that Pinconning defense to stiffen up and see if they can't get their hands back on the ball. You know, once the play started again, we got a pretty briskly played first quarter with $1:40 and counting left in the first with no score. Peters hands that ball off, and Napick comes forward, and he gets hit in the backfield. It slowed him down enough that the rest of the green jerseys could come and make it happen. Amongst the others in on the tackle is that number 75, Stempner.
Stender's had a nice football game tonight, Jeff. Number 54, Bailey Seraphin, had him high, but kind of let him go. But a nice game for Hemlock. 2nd down and 19 to go just inside the 40.
As Peters back right now, the pressure coming on, and they got rid of that in a big hurry. I wonder who's in the backfield making a play. Maybe Gromoski?
Well, you know what? That was a nice blitz right there, Jeff, and it was a screen pass, so they couldn't set it up. But again, when you see a screen pass, the first thing you do is yell screen, screen, screen. Then you got to find somebody and just kind of hold that play up. Pinconning defense right there, absolutely perfect. 3rd down and 19 for the Hemlock Huskies from the Pinconning 39-yard line. My math tells me those folks got to go all the way down to the 20.
Oh, my. They got to make a little bit of it happen as Peters is going to keep it and try and go up the middle, and he's going to try and get a chunk of it. He gets a chunk of it and more, and he's down to the 25-yard line, Mike, and they just put themselves in a position to be able to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, in on the tackle for the Spartans. I didn't see who it was. It looks like it was number 4 maybe. But again, you're right. This is 4-down territory, Jeff. Very nice. Looks like we got a timeout.
Pinconning's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well and be back right after this on BCTV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doden and Mike Wasdala along with you. It's 4th down and 5 yards to go as Peters will have that big old bull napping next to him in the backfield. Trips to the wide side of the field with motion coming. Now they go back to that short side of the field. They're running a wheel route, and Peters is going to have to run for his life, trying to throw it back across the grain. And it's picked off for an 8-yard separation, but you can't tell a kid who's got a chance to pick that thing off to put it in his hands. Peters was running for his life to the far sidelines.
Yeah, Jeff, that looked like number 3, Hunter McGillen, for the Pinconning area Spartans with the interception. But, a little trickeration right there by Coach Adam Clark of the Hemlock Huskies. It's 4th and short, 4th and about 3.5, and so he tried to go with a little wheel route out of the background. Pinconning defended it perfectly, and they get the ball on the turnover. Nice job.
Yeah, they tried to run Salo in that reverse motion and then wheeled him down the sidelines. Pinconning was all over that play, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans. Probably the last play of the first quarter. Nope, they're going to have a pass to the outside. Look at the defense get to the football as Hunter McGillen has nowhere to go. In fact, he goes backwards. And that, with 15 seconds left, is probably going to be the last play of our first quarter, as they will not get an opportunity to get another play off before the end of the quarter. I don't believe we're down inside 5 seconds now. And that's the end of our first quarter of play. With our score, the Pinconning area Spartans 0 and the Hemlock Huskies 0. We'll be back with the second 12 minutes right after this on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And build
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. Nick Page and Jared Doan on the camera tonight.
Who's directing this thing?
Producer and director. The 17-year-old man-child prodigy of Brian Bishop over at
She's going to be able to take care of you when you retire.
I'm ready for it today. First, 2nd down and 12, coming to the outside. It's a nice little dip back inside, picking up positive yardage up over the 20-yard line to about the 22, so a gain of about 7 yards, and that was number 15 on the play, Backus.
Nice game by Backus. Jeff makes it a little more reasonable on 3rd down. Got 7 to go, but just underway here in the second quarter. Brisk we played first quarter. No score between Hemlock and the Pinconning Spartans.
Boy, after the Tyler Albrecht injury that took about 15 minutes for him to get off the field, and we certainly hope and pray for the best for that young man, as both teams were a little stiff coming out after that. View back to pass the football, and that pass is complete on 3rd down and 9. And I'm going to tell you what, coming up, the defensive corner just absolutely took that head off of Leibrock.
Oh. Man.
As he sniffed that thing out as well. The other cornerback over there on that side is Joshua Kenny. He was on the junior homecoming court last weekend for Hemlock, and he's got the hair puffed up in his head, but he could be on the all-hair team if things go well. So we're going to keep our eye on young Josh Kenny tonight. And that ball off the side of the foot of the punter, Mason View. And that punt probably is going to only go for about 5 or 6 yards, as they'll be down to the 25-yard line starting off for the Hemlock Huskies. So tough, when you're trying to kick it away from the return man, you still got to make sure that you get the thunder toe into it.
Yeah, that was a tough break for Pinconning, Jeff. It's going to be good field position for the Hemlock Huskies at about the 26, we'll call it the 25 just to make it even.
Round the numbers.
Round the numbers up.
And we're going to have a Pinconning area Spartan timeout with 10:34 left in our first half. Scoreless between Pinconning and Hemlock. Back in a minute here on BCTV.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire. But my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it. And that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Back here on BCTV, he's
the big fella.
Fixture. He's talking to Amy right now and said, Amy, I don't want you to have any more business tonight. That was enough for the whole night. As the Napick goes banging forward, as he is just a bowling ball the way he tries to move the defense. Tacklers led by number 57, Zachary Wojak.
Nice gain on the play. First down, Jeff. They got about 5, so second down and 5 for the Hemlock Huskies at the Spartan 20-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that offensive line, they're not doing anything too fancy. Just an angle block there, and then Napick again bangs forward, and he is very close to the first down marker. And it looks like he may have picked up that first down. As they're down right now, the nose of that ball is tickling the 15-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies.
Well, you got Peters going back there, Jeff, on one time as the quarterback. Then you got the Wildcat with Napick. So, they're kind of spreading the wealth around the Hemlock Huskies. Right now, Napick is the man in the Wildcat.
As you don't want him with too big a head of steam. He comes up, he takes it over the left-hand side, and he just drops that shoulder down level with the ground and makes it happen. Great show of sportsmanship there by number 52 from Pinconning, Jordan Bodine. As he didn't make
any
the tackle.
Relation?
No.
Any relation?
I checked. There is no relation.
We talked about him last week. We thought he might be relation to Jethro.
It has not been confirmed. It was a 6-yard gain on the play, though. And Napick trying to come to the near side again. Pretty good job of sending him back to the inside again with Backus. But Napick picks up positive yardage again as he'll bang down inside to about the 5-yard line. So it's going to be a very short 3rd and 1 yard to go situation. As we're down inside 9 minutes and counting left in our first half of play.
Man, they throw Peters at you and they throw Napick at you, Jeff. That is a load right there for those two young men are very good football players.
Well, they're not going to surprise you right now. They're going to have Napick just barrel forward as he's down inside the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's a Hemlock Husky touchdown. Boy, I'll tell you what, you have those what I call inside wings. And those wings just will take off behind the guards. They'll seal the linebacker. Napick and Peters both do a nice job, Mike. They read that block and they run away from it, and they found daylight.
And that offensive line just had great push right there. Then Napick just found a little gap, got in the end zone from 6 yards, 6-0, 8:32 to go here in the second quarter.
Knaus with the extra point. It's up. It's long enough. And it's good. Time out of the field with 8:32 left in our first half of play. Hemlock 7, Pinconning nothing. Back in a minute here on BCTV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Back here on BCTV, Mike, we had 5 out of the 6 numbers. Unfortunately, somebody else is going to come away with over $500 in a 50-50 tonight.
Yep.
That is a good turnout here at Pinconning.
Nice to see everybody buying the 50-50, Jeffs. And, when we come, we try to buy our 50-50s from everybody, and we certainly enjoy it. We've won a couple times, so we're going to keep buying everywhere we go.
Backus back at his own 11-yard line, trying to come upfield, looking for a block. He gets through the first wave, and he is soundly met at the 27-yard line.
He was met by number 40, Jeff. That is Connor Hahn, the fullback, middle linebacker junior from the Hemlock Huskies. Connor with a nice tackle. I'll tell you what, he put a hat on.
That's a little how-do.
Hello. That was a nice hit. But you know what? Nice run by number 15. Zachary Backus, Jeff. I like the way that young man runs the football. Good vision, saw some nice area, and got a nice pickup.
He definitely ran to daylight. He just ran into a big number 40, Connor Hahn, that really slammed that door shut. View with a little inside move as he tried to get around the corner. And there he is from the junior homecoming court, Joshua Kenny.
Well, you can see his hair's coming into his...
see, he might have it tucked in pregame, but that hair's coming out. And I'm going to tell you what, he timed that thing perfectly, and that'll cause you to have those gator arms.
Yeah.
As you come across the middle, the last 2 passes, Hemlock has ferociously defended.
Yeah, Hemlock's... they got some good tacklers on their football team, just very solid.
As they try and bring that ball forward, that is Kyle Milkey. Milkey picks up a modest gain of a couple of yards on the play. Defensive tacklers flow into the football, included Austin Hickey. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 yards to go as Pinconning finding themselves in a 3rd and long situation again.
Jeff, and don't forget, they are going into the wind out of the Pinconning area, Spartan, so it is still blowing. It looks like it's blowing even harder out of the north since the second quarter started.
Boy, I'll tell you right now, if you throw a pass and you look right and you come back to a bubble screen, you are going to be able to pick up a 1st down. As they tried the inside handoff, as they tried to go to a little wildcat look out of that formation. And that was Milkey again, and he found a modest gain. Whenever your first 3-4 steps, Mike, are hop steps, as you're looking for a place to go, the white jerseys are going to gather.
Yeah, Connor Hahn again in on the tackle, Jeff. And now Mason View is going to have to kick it into a pretty stiff breeze with 7:15 and counting to go here in the first half.
As he gets this one up, and it goes to the sideline again. That'll go out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, where it will be 1st down again. He's trying to keep that ball low. He's trying to keep it away from the return people. Yeah. And he did both of those things, but he did not get a ton of yardage on that kick. Probably got about 20 yards on it. So, again, pretty good starting field position for the Hemlock Huskies.
And, again, another big defensive stand for the Pinconning area Spartans, Jeff. Down 7-0 with 7:09 to go here in the first half. They have not played too bad. Defensively, they have been pretty good. Offensively, they're blocking and moving the football. It's just unable to pick up those 1st downs.
Boy, the pass defense has been ferocious for Hemlock in the first half. Again, Pinconning tried to change their defensive alignment. Peters back to pass, has enough time to throw it. He's throwing deep. The pass is complete and into the end zone to number 46, Lucas Leibrock. It is a Hemlock Husky touchdown. Boy, that is a one-play 43-yard drive for a touchdown. Safeties from Pinconning were peeking into the backfield. And number 46, Leibrock, got behind the safeties And a very well-thrown ball by Cade Peters right on the dot, and it is 13-0.
Got to like the call. You know, they got good field position. Might as well throw it up, Jeff. So Coach Adam Clark says we're going to go for the gusto here in the second quarter.
Extra point is up. It looks like it just ekes inside from number 13, Kadaus. The extra point is good. Time out of the field with 7:01 left in the first half. Hemlock 14, Spartans of Pinconning nothing. Back in a minute here on BCTV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready. With the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Nick Page and Jared Doan on the cameras tonight. And producing and directing the show tonight for the first time, Natalie Doan. And from all accounts, done a pretty nice job this morning. She's back there trying to move and shake, and she's going to be making O'Brien Bishop proud, that communications center over at Central. One of the upbacks for Pinconning blasts through up to about the 35-yard line. Those upbacks don't get many opportunities to carry that football. And I'm trying to look and see who was returning that. Looked like it might have been number 42, Lansek. As the Pinconning area Spartans, Mike, will try and make something happen.
Brother.
Oh, no.
Couldn't find my glasses.
Oh, they're throwing some footballs up in the stands right now, and unfortunately, it comes close to us. Didn't quite get here.
She's got a good arm.
She must play on Fred Janoski's softball group. Fred's upstairs on the headsets. There's a great, nice first down run by Kyle Milkey. Milkey bangs forward and picks up about 6 on the play, up over the 40 to the 43-yard line. As that's as nice a first down play as Pinconning's had in this ballgame. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Milkey, Jeff. 2nd down and 3. Anytime you get 7 yards on first down, you know what that does, my friend.
Opens the playbook. And there goes the big bruiser barreling forward. He picks up 2 yards, Gromoski. And they're going to say it's very close to a first down, and I think they're going to give him one.
Oh, I think they got to give it to him. They did.
Oh, it's a 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans as Gromoski hit that pile, and he moved it another yard.
Yeah, he's a load, Jeff. And when you look at that score, 6:23 to go, by no means is this ball game over for the Pinconning area Spartans, down 14-0. Just a nice, steady drive. Take some time off the clock and put the ball in the end zone. Like the way they're going so far. 2 plays and a first down.
That's Gromoski trying to come to the near side of the field, and he jumps over the first would-be tackler. The second one gets him down around the ankle, slows him down. And look at the company that came in the form of number 23 on the play, J.J. Meyer. And he had some help on the play also from number 55, Seitz and Ladouce.
Yeah, those are some good linebackers for the Hemlock Huskies, Jeff. Gromoski's got a little pep in his step, too. Nice little job hurdling the first tackle. He's very nimble for a big fella.
Yeah, it's tough for the big fella, though, to get around the corner. You really got to have a good seal block. And
you better hit him low.
Hemlock flows to the football. Yeah, you don't want to go high with him. You'll lose. Back right now, a nice little 5-yard out as the ball is completed to number 4, Darren Labine. That's what I like. You got that soft corner. You go 5 or 6 steps hard down the field. You back them up a couple of feet, and then you throw a nice little comeback route. And that is a great play and a pickup on the play of about 8 yards on the play. So from 2nd and 12, it ends up being 3rd down and a long 3.
And manageable is what we like to call it here on BCTV.
Oh, my.
We'll call it manageable.
You, Coach, are coming up with all the adjectives. Conjunction, junction. What is your function tonight, big boy? Third down, long 3 for the Pinconning area Spartans. It's Milky, and Milky goes forward. He picked up about a yard, and he had a lot of company. Corbin Napick was the first to hit him, and there was a lot of other people there. The linebacker, Clark, really flowed to the football as well.
Yeah, that was a nice job by the Huskies, Jeff, but the Spartans are going to go for it on 4th down at the Hemlock 46. Like the call, Spartans need to get a big first down here.
They get a free 5 as number 57, Tyler Clark, was a little anxious. He was listening to the verbiage instead of watching that brown pigskin move.
I'll tell you what, you'll take it any way you can get it, whether it's a run, pass, or a penalty. Big first down for the Pinconning area Spartans.
Any way you slice it up, it's purdy.
Oh, it's purdy. It certainly is purdy. And you spell that P-U-R-D-Y.
It sure is purdy, indeed. First and 10. Pinconning, as they are now at the 42-yard line of the Hemlock Huskies. See if they can finish that drive. On the quarterback keeper, back across the green is number 3, Hunter McGillen. McGillen's making it happen right now. As boy, look at the quickness of the feet.
Little taste of the for the Hemlock Huskies of their own medicine, Jeff. Little wildcat right there. McGillen goes in, plays the quarterback position or the wildcat position, picks up a big first down. Nice change right there by Coach Lavasser and the Pinconning Spartans.
Well, and it's a different look going to a speed end of the wildcat, as it will be, again, McGillen.
I tell you, look at that change right now, Jeff, and you go back to last week when the University of Michigan and Wilton Spate got hurt. O'Korn came in. It just kind of changed the whole complex of that football game for the Michigan Wolverines. He just brought a little bit different aspect of the game, a little bit more running to the quarterback position, and the defense has to appreciate that.
Well, and the other thing I like about the fact that McGillen's in and View comes to the sidelines, it'll slow the game down for him. He'll be able to see 4 or 5 plays from the sidelines, see what they're trying to do. It's trying to get to the outside. McGillen with a double move. He does get to the corner, stays on his feet, now knocked out of bounds. As he picks up positive yardage, it'll be 3rd down and 1 yard to go situation. Finally getting to the football, amongst others, was Dylan Ezert. So 3rd down and about 1 yard to go.
Yep, Mason View back in the ball game, Jeff. I think you made a great point. Just came out for a little bit, got a drink of water, saw the game from a different perspective, had a talk with the coach, and he's back in there to lead the Spartans.
Whenever you can stand next to coach, you know, they can give you those words of wisdoms and go, hey, the game was going a little fast right now. We'll slow it down. Let's go out there and do what you can do best on 3rd and 2. Let's make this offense click.
Absolutely. I think it was a call by Coach Lavasser, so we just got to just take a different look here for a couple plays.
And that handoff moving forward. Looks like it's Briggs, Nolan Briggs.
Nolan, you're right, Jeff. In on the tackle for the Huskies, number 10 for the Huskies, Hunter McGregor. But you know what's happening right now? The offensive line of the Pinconning Spartan is really opening up some nice holes and taking care of business.
Exactly what you like to see from that offense as they gain confidence on every single snap.
Coaches upstairs saw something different, Jeff. They went maybe to a different blocking scheme, but really the offensive line's doing a nice job.
That is the ball carrier, 23, Nolan Briggs, and he is hitting the backfield very quickly. Connor Hahn is there right now.
That young man's a football player.
Something about that number 40.
Yes.
Both teams have a number 40 that'll eat you up, spit you out.
Gromowski's a pretty good 40 too.
That's exactly the 2 40s that are on the field tonight are extraordinaire. Loss of a couple on the play. 2nd down and 12 yards to go for Pinconning. View back to pass. He's going to throw a little floater into the corner. Nice adjustment by Darren Labine. Just couldn't come down with the ball. It'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 12. $1:34 left in our first half of play. 14-0. Hemlock on top over the Pinconning area Spartans.
Dylan Edzard in on the defense on the coverage for the Huskies, Jeff, but he did a nice job too. He turned around and looked for the football. So about that way, you will never have defensive pass interference called on you. Nice job.
And I would say that it looks like they are going to get after something right now. Thought maybe they were going to come to the sidelines, talk things over, and take a timeout, but on 3rd down and 12, they just started the 10 seconds in the back right now. They got time to get it up. View's got time to throw the football going down the middle, and it's just a split second late for, it looked like Backus was the intended receiver.
He did a nice job, Jeff. He looked off the receiver to the far right, threw it on the skinny post, but the defensive safety number 3 for the Hemlock Huskies, 13, Jonas Knaus was right there, and he read the quarterback's eyes. That was the key for Knaus.
So Pinconning will take a timeout, and we'll keep it right here with $1:14 left in our first half of play. And, now you've got double train of thought down here, Mike. You really don't have anything to lose by going for it, but even if you don't make it, your opponent is some 80-plus yards away from the end zone. And with that amount of time left, chances are they're not going to get too crazy here at the end of the first half. So I would say that they are going to look to roll View to the wide side of the field to his right and get a run-pass option and see if he can find a matchup desirable. Otherwise, just tuck it and get what you can.
Well, and again, they could still get a first down, Jeff, for the Pinconning area Spartans. But I like your idea of rolling View out there, tuck it under if he can get it, or throw it into the end zone and let one of his Pinconning area green shirts go after it. But Dave Lavasser, you just never know what he's going to do in a situation like this. And we'll see what he's got up his sleeve. It's a big play right here for Mason View and the Pinconning Spartans.
I even like when you turn the corner and you're past the line of scrimmage, you pump that like you're going to throw it. You'll get the defense to jump or trying to move and see what you can get. Now we're going to have a timeout. Hemlock, after they see what Pinconning is going to come up with. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you, Nick Page and Jared Doan on the cameras. Natalie Doan producing and directing tonight. 17-year-old producer and director. Here's View back. He's going to throw one in the corner of the end zone to Backus. The ball just tipped away. The safety floats over and makes a play at the last second, Mike. I thought that was a perfectly executed play. Backus ran to daylight, and great defensive play stopped it.
Lucas Leibrock from the Hemlock Huskies, Jeff, he had to cover a long ways in a short period of time, and he finally knocked it down. Incomplete pass, ball turned over on downs, but it was there. It was there. Leibrock just made a nice play.
Well, and it was absolutely thrown in the spot that it needed to be thrown. So when you look at what View did, he put the ball exactly where he needed to. You just got to chalk up the defense to making a great play.
That's exactly what it was. And Leibrock ran a long ways to deflect that pass.
Here we are with Peters back again, and he's going to hand that ball off for a big first down gain out to the 35-yard line, as it was just smoke and moving through. He's an unbelievable kid, the way he makes things happen, floating down the field.
And on the tackle was Backus, Jeff. But again, Peters is back there again. So when you get Napick and Peters back there and you just don't know who it's going to be, they're pretty tough.
Got a nice play on first down as they're going to pick up about 7 yards. A little swing pass out to number 46, Lucas Leibrock.
Pass complete to Lucas Leibrock.
And it will be Backuson accompanying on the tackle. As a gain of about 7, they're going hurry up now with 46 ticks left in our first half of play. Peters is going to come to the near side of the field. And to the outside, the first down and a little bit more, as Peters will get down to the 48-yard line. Finally brought down by Hunter McGillen. But the defensive end for Pinconning, as soon as he took that step to the inside, he realized, oh, I just gave up contain.
Good vision by Peters, Jeff. He saw that defensive end go inside, so he just cut it a little out wider and made a big first down for the Huskies.
Peters is back again. Here comes the pressure from Pinconning. That ball is thrown up for grabs, and it's going to be caught, but out of bounds. As nice job defensively by Backus. He knew exactly where the sideline was and used it as his second defender.
I'll tell you, Peters got laid out right there, Jeff, by the defense of the Pinconning Spartans. They were all over him, made him throw it a little bit earlier than he wanted to, end off his back foot because he was under so much pressure.
Coach, you're starting to read my mind again. That's getting scary.
And when you throw it off your back foot, what happens?
Flotilla.
Absolutely. I'll give you one for one this year, brother.
Down at 10. I'm learning from the ex-quarterback. Peters to the outside. Much better job of contain.
There you go.
And you have got the start off with number 35 on that play. And he says, you know what? I'm going to start to make things happen. And you know who's going to come in and finish it off? Oh, boy. Number 40, Gramoski. 14 ticks left. Big third down and 10-yard to go situation. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, it was a nice stop right there for the Pinconning Spartans, Jeff. It's third down and 10 for the Huskies at their 48-yard line. This is what you got to do. You got to get back. Do not let any white jersey get behind you. And remember that you are throwing the football with the wind.
Well, and there's two schools of thought here. You know, sometimes they'll just rush 4 and see if they can't put pressure on. I like bringing 5 or 6 because I don't want that quarterback to have options back there. I want him to have to throw to his first option and let your defense flow to the football.
And don't let him get outside, Jeff, and make a big gain for yardage and then get out of bounds and stop the clock. Contain him, put some pressure on him, and make sure that you don't get anybody behind you.
Both of your defensive ends' first 2 steps have got to be straight up the field before they angle in. They have got to form that little box. Peters back. He doesn't have much time to throw that football. Throws it out, and it is complete on the play to number 46 as he made a nice catch out on the sideline. And that's Leibrock again. And I think that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to see if they could get a chunk. They're going to probably go for about another 10 or 15-yard chunk to the sideline and then try and throw one in the end zone.
Boy, Peters for a running back throws a nice football. That was a nice 15-yard down and out by number 46, Leibrock, Jeff. Peters put it right where he wanted it to and stopped the clock.
Got twins to the near side, twins to the far side with a single back. Peters again, he's got pressure coming. That thing going down the sidelines, and a beautiful catch just right off of the fingertips, and that was Dylan Adzert. And I don't know how he held on to that ball. That was right on the ends of his fingertips, and he made an unbelievable catch.
That was absolutely a perfect strike. Great catch. Peters put it right on the money, Jeff, and that it was done with 2 seconds to go in the first half. Absolutely incredible.
Boy, that's a deflator.
Wow, you're absolutely right.
You got it again. On the other end, they make a great play defensively to stop a Pinconning touchdown. Here, you got to just take your hats off. An unbelievable play as the extra point is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field with just 2 ticks, as you just said, Mike, left in our first half. 21-0. Hemlock, what a turn of events here. We'll be back in a moment on BCTV.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance for his new car. In 1947, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson in 1979. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Back here on BCTV, it's that Spirit Bell, and they want to ring that thing in the worst way. That's got a foul-looking Sparty face on it.
He needs a shave.
He's been bell-rung a couple of times, pun intended. We have got Backus and McGillen deep to return the kick for Pinconning, and they got to find lightning in a bottle here and get a huge return to end the first half. That ball's going to go out of bounds, and 3 options here, Coach. You're 9 for 9 on the year. Let's make it a 10 for 10.
Well, you can re-kick it, take it where it went out of bounds, or take it at the 35. Huh?
You know, Coach, I don't even try and stump you anymore. You are just right on top of things, and you're 10 for 10. I told you I was going to stop it at 4 for 4 this year, but I know it's all good stuff, and they're going to decline it. They're going to take it at the 35-yard line and throw the old Hail Mary. I like the old hook and ladder here. I like a little 10, 15-yard play and let the defense flow, and all of a sudden you got somebody coming full speed like Backus. You flip it to him and say, go, baby, go.
You know, when I go 10 for 10, Bev and Jean Guisdell didn't raise no dummy.
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
Sister Bertha would have been proud of me.
She would have. She would have kept that ruler from going across the knuckles. First and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans. Again, 2 ticks left in the first half. Twins to the wide side of the field. Look at the deep safety, 17 yards back. That ball thrown downfield and it's out of bounds. It's not intercepted at the end of our first half of play. It's the Hemlock Huskies 21 and the Pinconning area Spartans nothing. We'll take a break and we'll come back. Looks like, nope, we might keep it right here. Looks like we might have the Palms out there doing a little bit of their thing, so we'll keep it right here on BCTV as Dennis Kraft, our white hat's going to pull the 2 captains together and say, all right, you had choice in the first half. Well, you want to receive the ball? Yep, I want to receive the ball. Which end do you want to kick from? Let's do this quick because it's time for a little halftime entertainment.
All right, ladies, let's take our position on the field. Please welcome the 2017 Pom-Pom Squad under the direction of Brandy Berger. This evening, the Pom-Pom Squad will be performing to Respect, choreographed by Brittany Pesner. Pom-Pom Squad, the field is yours. At this time, I have the honor to introduce the members of the 2017 Homecoming Court. The following students were chosen by their peers to represent their class in balloting conducted earlier this month. The first representative of the freshman class is Miss Elena Burnrider. Elena is represented by Steve and Jennifer Burnrider. Elena is a valuable member of the pom-pom squad, student council, and theater. Outside of school, Elena enjoys camping, hunting, shopping, and dancing at Melissa's School of Dance. Miss Elena Burnrider. Also representing the freshman class is Miss Katie Defoe. Katie is escorted by her mom, Ava Defoe, and her brother, Michael. At Pinconning, Katie is a valuable member of the volleyball and basketball team. Outside of school, Katie enjoys playing honesty volleyball and spending quality time with her friends and family. Miss Katie Defoe. Representing the sophomore class this evening is Miss Jenna Stefanski. Jenna is escorted by her parents Scott and Wendy Stefanski. At Pinconning, Jenna is a valuable member of student council, theater, and the basketball and soccer team. Outside of school, Jenna enjoys traveling. Miss Jenna Stefanski. The second representative of the sophomore class is Miss Raven Weaven. Raven is escorted by her parents Corey Weaven and Kara Zaniga. Raven is a proud member of the Pinconning basketball and soccer team, as well as a valuable cast member of Pinconning Play since the age of 4. Outside the school, Raven enjoys drawing, painting, and AYSO soccer. Miss Raven Weaven. The junior class is represented by Miss Brianna Walker. Brianna is escorted by her parents Brian and Christine Walker. Brianna is a valuable member of the Pinconning volleyball team. Outside of school, Brianna enjoys playing, hunting, and spending time with her friends and family. Miss Brianna Walker. The second representative of the junior class is Miss Trisha Wendling. Trisha is escorted by her mother, Diane Wendling. At PHS, Trisha is a valuable member of student council and robotics. Trisha also plays volleyball and is a peer mentor. Outside of school, Trisha enjoys watching Netflix, reading, and spending time with her friends. Miss Trisha Wendling. The following 6 ladies represent the senior class this evening. Each is eligible to be crowned Homecoming Team 2017. Miss Noelle Llewellyn Augustina is escorted by her parents Wendy Augustina and Joanne McKenzie. While at Pinconning, Noelle has been a valuable member of the Pinconning volleyball, basketball, and track team, as well as student council, peer mentors, and the National Honor Society. Noelle also participates in HOSA for dental occupations at the Career Center. Outside of school, Noelle enjoys playing sports, playing the piano, helping her grandma and grandpa garden, and spending time with her family. After graduation, Noelle plans on attending Central Michigan University to pursue a career in physical therapy. Miss Noelle Augustina. Miss Amber Robert is the daughter of Brian and Jamie Robert. While at PHS, Amber has been a valuable member of Pinconning volleyball and track teams as well as peer mentors. At the Career Center, Amber participates in DECA for marketing and management. Outside of school, Amber enjoys going camping, playing sports, being outdoors, and spending time with her friends and family. After graduation, Amber plans on attending Delta College before transferring to Saginaw Valley State University to pursue a career in nursing. Miss Amber Robert. Miss Marissa Lucky is the daughter of Eric and Terry Lucky. While at this time, Marissa has been a valuable member of the track team. At the Career Center, Marissa participates in HOSA. Outside of school, Marissa enjoys camping, shopping, competitive to school, traveling, arts and crafts, and spending time with her family. After graduation, Marissa plans on attending Saginaw Valley State University to pursue a career as a dental hygienist. Miss Marissa Lucky. Miss Darcy Mayer is the daughter of Dee and Brett Mayer. Darcy has been a valuable member of the basketball, softball, and volleyball teams at Pinconning High School, as well as the National Honor Society and peer mentors. Outside of school, Darcy enjoys spending time with her friends. After graduation, Darcy plans on attending Delta College before transferring to a four-year university to pursue a career in engineering. Miss Darcy Mayer. Miss Elena Oliphant is the daughter of Matt Oliphant and Stacy Tree. Elena has been active at the Career Center participating in Postgame and Skills USA for culinary arts and hospitality management. Outside of school, Elena enjoys makeup, painting, and making memories with friends. After graduation, Elena plans on attending Delta College before transferring to Central Michigan University to pursue a degree in marketing and real estate. Miss Elena Oliphant. Miss Amanda Sanborn is the daughter of Jack and Beth Sanborn. While at Pinconning, your brothers play volleyball and run track. Amanda has also participated in HOSA at the Career Center, as well as competed with the biomedical debate team and in interview skills. Outside of school, Amanda enjoys reading, shopping, listening to music, fishing, hunting, painting, swimming, watching movies, traveling, and spending time with her friends and family. Upon graduation, Amanda plans on attending Saginaw Valley State University to earn her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, eventually becoming a nurse practitioner specializing in pediatrics. Miss Amanda Sanborn. At this time, we are honored to welcome back the 2016 Homecoming Queen, Miss Keegan Ferguson. Keegan is the daughter of Mike and Deb Ferguson. Keegan is currently attending Central Michigan University to pursue a career as a meteorologist. The entire student body and staff of Pinconning Area High School voted on Wednesday to determine who would receive the honor of being crowned Homecoming Queen 2017. We are privileged to have District Superintendent Mike View, High School Principal Brady Palmer, and School Board Member Mark Kuchler with us this evening to help with the crowning ceremony. At this time, we would like to announce the results of a balloting held earlier this week. Your second runner-up, Miss Noelle Augustiniak. Your first runner-up, Miss Aletta Sanborn. Your 2017 Homecoming Queen, Miss Marissa Lucky.
You don't think it'll happen to you, and you surely don't think it'll happen twice. I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado hit and destroyed everything again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Stop by our office at 706 South Euclid or give us a call to see how we can help with your home, life, auto, and business insurance needs. Back at the Plum Harris Insurance sponsored halftime show, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisnala with you, Mike. Halftime looks at 2 plays being the big difference, with that big play in the end zone for Pinconning getting batted away, and then a tremendous catch at the end of the half.
Yeah, that was a really good catch at the end of the half, Jeff, with 2 seconds to go. Made it 21-0. You know, you're thinking that the Pinconning area Spartans are going to go in halftime 14-0 down, but a great catch by the Hemlock player and a great throw by Peters. Big play at the end of the first half.
Peters plays with a whole lot of poise. He's a senior, but he really makes this offense tick, and it doesn't hurt when you're handing the ball off to a guy that can just take huge chunks of yardage.
Well, with Peters throwing the ball and Napick running the Jeff, that's a pretty balanced attack. And then what they did is they threw Napick in there at the Wildcat, and Peters is not the starting quarterback. He's been a running back. So, you know, you've got that option right there, and they're very good. But Pinconning did a nice job, had a nice drive there in the second quarter, just couldn't put it in the end zone. Again, they're doing some nice things. It just can't stick it in the end zone.
Yeah, you got to finish. Good things are something to build on, but points are what will get you back into this game. Down 21-0, there's still an eternity left in this football game.
Yeah, Mason View's done a nice job. They got a different look with the Wildcat themselves and McGillen, and then Gromowski and the guys are doing a great job on defense, Jeff. They just got to finish, put it in the end zone, and get some points really quickly here in the third quarter.
Well, and I think that they might try and go back to McGillen just a little bit more, because he's more of a threat from that shotgun formation, but View threw some pretty balls in the first half as well.
Sure did, and I like the way that that different look of that Wildcat with McGillen. And, you know, I think you made a great point in the first half. They brought View out, let him see it from a different perspective, talked him a little bit, put him back in. He had a lot more confidence after he was out for a couple plays and came back in.
So halftime, you see the crowning of the Queen, hopefully the crowning of the victorious second half, and Pinconning's big comeback. We'll see how it all shakes, because it'll happen in just a minute. Thanks again for being part of our Plum Harris Insurance sponsored halftime show right here on BCTV.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Ben, please.
Wow, you can talk to your app? That's pretty cool.
Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Back here with the second half kickoff for Pinconning as it floats out of bounds, and it will be probably re-kick. They're going to send them back to re-kick it, and they'll go back to the 35-yard line, and it looks like they'll probably end up with some pretty nice field position out of this re-kick.
Yeah, nice call by Coach Adam Clark to re-kick it for the Hemlock Huskies. Jeff kicked it out of bounds. He wants to make him kick it again, go back 5 yards, and we'll see what the Pinconning area Spartans can do. We're just about underway here in the second half. 21-0, the Hemlock Huskies over the Pinconning area Spartans.
As this is going to be an interesting turn of events now, as that ball goes out of bounds once again, and they're going to be backed up another 5 yards. I'm certain they're going to want them to re-kick it again. And this is certainly not the way you scripted the start of your second half.
No, I think they're going to take it right there, Jeff. That thing was kicked out of bounds.
Will be declined. The Huskies will take the ball.
Yeah,
so they'll take the ball at the 42-yard line, which will be 2 yards farther than it would have been via the penalty.
Yep.
And they said, let's start it off and let's make it happen, as this is a great starting field position for Hemlock to start the third quarter.
This is not what Coach Lavasser was looking for, Jeff. But, again, the defense have been playing well. They need a big stop here early in the third quarter.
This is imperative for Pinconning to come up big on this defensive stand. They cannot allow the Huskies to score again. Peters back. Here comes the pressure again as he's going to throw that ball out, and he gets that to his big running back, number 40 on the play, Connor Hahn. And I'm going to tell you what, that big fella is a load to bring down.
Connor did a nice job. He never stopped running across the field, Jeff. They found an open spot. Good job by Peters, the quarterback. Took a little bit of a hit, very patient. Got it to Hahn, and it was just a very nice play. Good patience by both players.
The poise of Peters to have a little quick pump fake, got the defense up, bought him some time to come to the near side of the field before he could find a receiver. As it'll be 1st and 10 Hemlock. You know who's going to get the ball now. They're bowling ball, number 37, Corbin Napick. As he picks up about 6 as Gromoski finally gets there to make the tackle. But, boy, when he can get 3-4 yards past the line of scrimmage before contact, he's tough to bring down.
And I'll tell you, the Hemlocks are a very opportunistic team, Jeff. They take advantage of every little break that you give them. And with that backfield of Peters and Hahn and Napick, I'll tell you what, they're tough to bring down. That's a load.
Well, and this team's 3-2 on the year, too, so they're fighting for their playoff life as well. They give it to Napick. Napick finds a hole off of the left side right behind the left guard, who just made a big crease for Napick to run through. They're going to move the sticks again down to the 30-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies. As, boy, they're scripting this third quarter out just exactly how they're trying to get down the field. Pinconning's got to come up with a big stop.
Yep, Zach Backus again in on the tackle, assisted by Gromoski, Jeff, but not before Hemlock first down, all the way down to the Spartan 30-yard line.
And Peters with the play fake, and he's going to go deep. He's going down there for number 46, just out of his reach, Leibrock. And it'll come back to the line of scrimmage. Leibrock says, man, if that thing is thrown about 2 foot shorter, I was all on it. Pretty good defense back there by the Pinconning area Spartans. So it'll come back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10 with 10:28 left in the third.
Play action pass, Jeff, just sucked up the defensive back and the linebacker just that half a second. Got Leibrock wide open, just a touch long. But again, Peters does a nice job lofting it up there and letting the receiver run underneath it.
Peters again out of the shotgun. Great job of penetration that time by Kyle Milkey and company as they hit the running back Corbin Napick in the backfield for a loss on the play of about a yard.
And on the tackle also number 57 for Pinconning, Zachary Wojda, and he did a nice job, Jeff. Zachary White, a senior defensive line, loss of about a yard on the play, Jeff. 3rd down and 11 for the Huskies. Nice job.
3rd down and long. Time for that Pinconning defense to come up big. Peters back to pass. Here comes the pressure from the backside. He's flushed from the pocket. Can they run him down? Peters has some running room. He heads to the sideline, picks up the 1st down, or very close to it. They're going to have him just shy of the 1st down marker, out of bounds. Boy, Peters found another gear going to the outside.
Well, he had a screen going on over there, Jeff, but he didn't have any receiver. Everybody was coming to the near side of the field, so he just tucked it under and ran about 20 yards and almost got the 1st down. Going to be about a yard short. But again, great vision by Peters and a good decision to tuck it under and run it and not throw it away.
This is the play of the game for Pinconning's defense. They can come up with a stop here and get their hands back on the ball with 9:42 left in the third. They're still in this ballgame. They've got to keep the Huskies out of the end zone. They're coming with an all-out blitz. Napick comes forward. This is very, very close, and they are going to have him just over the 20, and I think he's going to have just enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains, Jeff, but I will say this. The Pinconning area Spartans put everybody on Napick. They put a helmet on him, and that young man just bowled his way for a 1st down, and he did not get that by much, probably about half the football.
Boy, just enough to move the stick, so another 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies. Peters again out of the shotgun. Jet sweep coming to the near side of the field. Look at a great job of an inside-out move, and there is the running back. He fumbles the ball out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That's Dylan Odsert. And using that first block, a kick-out block, he cuts inside. A second-tier block sealed the outside, allowing him to Odsert to get to the outside, down to the 2-yard line. Great vision on that run.
Yeah, Backus did a nice job knocking that ball out, Jed. Unfortunately, he went out of bounds and then went forward out of bounds and gave him another yard or two. So it's 3rd down and 3 to go on the 3-yard line.
As they are inside the 3-yard line. Peters has motion to the wide side of the field. You know who's going to get the ball here, and he finishes the job. That's number 37 again, Corbin Napick. He's in the end zone. It's a Hemlock Husky touchdown. Boy, what a drive to start the second half for the Hemlock Huskies. And at 27-0, pending the try for extra point with 9:08 left in our third quarter of play. Pinconning area Spartans have got some work to do, both offensively and defensively, to get back in this game.
Well, you go back to those 2 kicks, Jeff. That was the kickoff here in the third quarter was huge with those penalties.
Extra point is up and good. Time out on the field with 9:08 left in the third. 28 for the Hemlock Huskies, nothing for the Pinconning area Spartans. Back in a minute here on BCTV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdella, a very anxious producer and director in the other room. Natalie Doan, camera people are Nick Page and Jared Doan. And let's quickly thank those homecoming quarters.
All right,
again.
Jeff. Second runner-up was Noel Augustiniak. First runner-up, Alita Sanborn. And the 2017 queen was Marissa Lupke. Congratulations, ladies.
A little squib kick, and it is finally picked up. And a nice move by the Pinconning area Spartans. Up is, looked like McGillen.
Yep.
McGillen gives them excellent starting field position out to about the 44-yard line. So that's a great start for Pinconning. 1 tackle away from going coast to coast.
Yeah, Hunter's got an extra gear, too, when he gets around the corner, Jeff. A good field position for the Pinconning Spartans. We're at 9 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter. Hemlock 28, Penny 0.
This is an opportunity for the Pinconning area Spartans to make something happen. They have got to get some offense moving consistently here and end with pay dirt. Looks like they're going to start the second half off with View at quarterback. Motion here coming to the near side of the field. Jet sweep to the near side. And I'm going to tell you what, that play was blown up by number 23, J.J. Meyer. He gave up nothing on the outside. He had outside contained. He forced the running back to the inside, and there was a whole lot of white jerseys coming.
A little bit of a gain on the play, Jeff, about a half a yard for the Spartans, but they're going to call it 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 9, they're going to call it on the scoreboard with 8:31 and counting. Again, man, these quarters are just flying by.
It is time, though, for the Pinconning area Spartans to move those sticks. Handoff up the middle, and that is Gromoski, and he bangs forward to just shy of midfield. So he picks up another solid 4 yards on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and a short 5 for Pinconning.
There's a nice matchup, number 40 Gromoski against number 40 Connor Hahn. There's a couple good football players right there.
That's like 2 guys running into the same wall. They're both football players. They both picked great numbers. And McGillen comes to the near side of the field trying to turn around the corner. He finds a couple of gaps, a little escapability, and then he gets to the sidelines. He goes, Coach, 1st down, stop the clock, out of bounds, didn't take a big hit. As I believe they're going to need to use McGillen more, and that's certainly nothing against DeVue in his abilities, but it's just that escapability and that threat of the run that is a little different look for that defense.
Yeah, it is a different look, Jeff, and McGillen has been very successful from that quarterback/wildcat type position.
Motion again to the wide side. McGillen is going to tuck it down. Boy, he does a nice job. Just squares up the shoulders and falls forward. He picked up about 3 yards on the play. It'll be second down. Nope, they'll give him officially 2. Second down and 8, but I like the way that he runs and finishes.
Tyrant Clark in on the tackle for Hemlock, Jeff. But again, a nice positive play for McGillen and the Spartan offense. I like this drive, Jeff. Started in their own territory and has done a nice job getting some yardage going into Hemlock territory.
They're down at the 38-yard line with motion again coming to the near side of the field. There's another high snap as McGillen goes back, and about all he can do, and we're going to have, I almost thought that we were going to have an extra hit back there, and McGillen is feeling it when he gets up.
Yeah, I thought he was going to throw the flag, Jeff, and he did not throw it. So Mason View looks like he's coming back into the football game. He was actually out in the wide receiver position. McGillen goes out far to the right, so big loss. Third down and 25.
Boy, that's the second big loss of 15 yards from an errant snap, and boy, that changes the whole complexion of this drive.
Man, puts him all the way back to the 43-yard line.
And a handoff up the middle for a big gain down to about the 47-yard line. So pick up about 10 yards on the play for the running back. And that was Backus. So it's going to bring up a fourth down and about 15 yards to go. Just a little bit too far, I think, to try and go for it on fourth down. I think they're going to be forced to kick.
Yeah, they're going to punt it away. Mason View's going to punt it into the wind. Now it looks like they're going to change punters now. Looks like number 34 will be the punter.
Kyle Milkey. Milkey with a low line drive kick takes a great Pinconning bounce and nobody able to pick it up. As the kick will travel down, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line for the Hemlock Huskies. Pinconning defense has got them where they want them, deep in territory. They've got to come up with a big play, a big stop, or a big turnover because clock's starting to become a factor with 5:42 left in the third.
Yeah, Jeff, before we forget, want to say a big thank you to Mike View, the superintendent here at Pinconning Area Schools. We want to also thank Kyle Woodruff, the athletic director, and of course we cannot forget the Booster Club here at Pinconning for all their support. Absolutely fantastic. We thank them so much. Couldn't do without them.
And there's that big bruising running back, Napick, coming forward for a gain of about 11 yards on the play. And again, as Gromoski makes that hit, but it's 6-7 yards deep into the backfield.
Yeah.
And Napick has just really got great vision. He finds the right hole, and he runs to daylight.
Coming out of the game, Nolan Briggs for something happened to his helmet, Jeff, so he's going to fix his helmet. Nolan's had a good game tonight. Gromoski's had a good game tonight. Like the way Backus is playing also for Pinconning.
Another 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies. Approaching the 5-minute mark. That was a low ball that Peters got, and he had to go down after it, and he was able to slide forward to about the 32-yard line. Picked up a couple of yards on the play, and he did a nice job of going down just above his shoe tops to get that last snap.
You know, that's either you got to be pretty flexible or be able to jump out of the gym sometimes on those snaps, Jeff. But a nice job by Peters. Gromoski in on the tackle again for the Pinconning Spartans. A little bit of a gain, 2nd down and 8. And again, 4:45 and counting to go here in the third quarter. This time is flying by, unfortunately, for Pinconning.
As again, Peters has motion to the near side. They'll curl back, look for them to want a wheel route. Easy for me to say. Napick gets the ball again. He's going to be about a half a yard short of the first down, but I'm going to tell you, he gets up a little slow after that last run as well, and he may come to the sidelines. He's got a little gimp on that left-hand ankle right now, And they're going to put him right back in the game. Coach says, you're a gladiator. You're all right. There's nothing wrong with that leg. Go for another big run.
Well, that was Nolan Briggs that put the hit on him, Jeff, number 23 for the Pinconning area Spartans. So that was a big hit by Nolan on Napick.
As the Pinconning area Spartan defense has got to come up with a third down and about the length of a football to defend. Gromoski tries to go up in the middle, and Napick just moves the pile forward as he goes out to the 45-yard line with 3:43 left in the third quarter. That offensive line for Hemlock is really firing off the football.
They just loaded up on the offensive line, and they had two backs right next to the quarterback, Jeff, and there was nothing fancy about that. That was good old-fashioned football, 5 yards in a cloud of dust, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, whatever they got. That was just man-on-man right there.
Well, Gromoski tried to come on a blitz, and he got hit by the left guard and stood up straight, and that's exactly where Napick went through. So he had the play sniffed as Gromoski's floating down the line of scrimmage, and Gromoski is in on that hit along with one of the defensive backs as Hunter carried the ball.
Hey, Gunther's that kid can carry the football too, but I tell you, nice Backus put the wood to that Gunther right there, Jeff. Backus had a nice football game tonight, offense and defense.
Yep, we've called his name a whole bunch. Unfortunately, on defense, when you're calling defensive backs a whole lot, you've got to hope that your front seven can make more hits. As the Pinconning area Spartan banner, penalty flags down. We're going to have a false start on the offense. One of the few hankies we've seen tonight. Very cleanly played game by both teams.
Yeah, it has been very cleanly played, Jeff. You're absolutely right. They're not going to have to wash those hankies for next week, so Mama's going to be happy when the fellas get home tonight. They're not going to have to put the Tide stick out, put them in the washer.
Nay on the Tide stick, honey. You can hold that stick for another week as the Pinconning area Spartans with that great banner get her done from our friend Larry, the cable guy. Second down now and about 6 yards to go. Peters on the keeper. Look at the elusiveness as he comes forward to the 42-yard line. He's going to pick up another first down as the Pinconning area Spartan defense. Tacklers were finally led on that play by number 75 as that was Lane Stender. And unfortunately, it's Peters made two great moves just over the line of scrimmage to elude would-be tacklers and move the sticks first and 10.
Lane's had a nice game tonight also for the Pinconning area Spartans. You know, you're looking at Backus, Gramaki, and Stender.
And there is that running back again, Gunther. Gunther's picking up about 16, 17 yards. See, now what you get, Mike, is you get that change of pace back with a little bit more speed and elusiveness. He hits that hole, and he's into the second level quicker than Napick gets there.
Yep.
And so the defense is used to that bruiser, and then they get a little whoop back in there, and he's 17 yards downfield.
And you got to take your hats off to the Hemlock offensive line, Jeff. They're opening holes for the scat back, the power back, and the quarterback. So, you know, they are doing a very nice job. The big fellas up front for Hemlock.
Well, and you got to open holes for the whoop back, too, as he's doing the job. It's going to be Gunther again, and he is slammed at the line of scrimmage that time with absolutely nowhere to go. The defensive tacklers were led on the play, it looked like, by
number 58. Trent Bargeron for the Spartans on the tackle right there, Jeff.
Along with Bodine.
Oh, yes. We love Bodine.
We love them both. As whenever you can have your two tacklers on that play, both being D linemen, that's what you're looking for out of that team. Second down and 10 as there's virtually no gain. Peters back out of the shotgun, coming to the near side of the field. There's no pass option here. He's going to turn the corner and make it go. We got a penalty flag down as the Pinconning area Spartan turned right around and looked to our referee and went, wow, I hope you saw that, because I was mugged here trying to get to the corner. And it will be a block in the back is what they'll call it. It'll still be a penalty. That'll move them back 10 yards on the play. And the Huskies, with a minute left in our third quarter of play, are going to have double sticks as it will be 2nd and 20. Young man might have won one of those footballs.
Yeah, it was a Michigan helmet, I think.
Oh.
There he is. No, he had a Michigan helmet on, Michigan stuff. But new quarterback in, Jeff, number 13, Jonas Knaus, is the new quarterback for the Hemlock Huskies, taking the place of Peters.
Yeah, Peters has done it all. We have got a situation now where it is 2nd down and 20 yards to go. Knaus is going to go forward. Look at him. He breaks a couple of tackles. He picks up 7-8 yards before he's brought down on the play. And that certainly cuts almost half of the 20 that you needed. So now it'll be 3rd down and about 12 yards to go. So I think they're in 4-down territory anyway. They're going to probably try and at least get 6-7 on 3rd down and have something happen here. But that'll be the last play of our 3rd quarter with Hemlock Huskies on top 28-0 over the Pinconning area Spartans. They'll move to the sidelines, and we'll be back right after this on BCTV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Just absolutely slammed the door on number 34, Milky. As when you take one step and you look up and you've got 2 defenders in your face, somebody slipped through the offensive line untouched, and that's not a great feeling.
Hunter McGregor was the defensive end that made that tackle initially, Jeff. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 to go for the Spartans at their own 20.
And we know who made the tackle there. Connor Hahn just absolutely swarmed to the football to shut that down. And it's going to be a gain on the play of about 1 yard with a little momentum forward progress. So something that you're going to probably have to go for with 9:40 and counting left in the ball game.
Yeah, definitely 4-down territory, Jeff, for Pinconning. It looks like they might punt this away. I think they will be punting it. Yep, they're going to punt it away.
And they've got their defense is looking for a fake, so it isn't going to do them any good to try one. There is a nice line drive kick, and it will be taken on the 43-yard line after it's fumbled and picked back up by the quarterback, now the return man, Jonas Knaus. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Hemlock Huskies as they try and get through the last 9 minutes and 18 seconds of this 4th quarter.
Backus and Labine in on the tackle for special teams for the Spartans, Jeff. But it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies right at their 45-yard line.
As they'll come out again, Pinconning, the defense right back on the field after a 3-and-out. And it's been a tough night for the offense to move for Pinconning, but you got to give some credit to Hemlock and their defense. They've been everywhere on the field tonight.
Yeah, they've done a nice job on both sides of the football, Jeff, and very impressed tonight with the Pinconning area Spartan defense. They have played very, very well.
And a keeper to the outside, making a couple of people miss, is Knaus. He picks up 5 yards, and he was hit behind the line of scrimmage. He just looks like he might have had a little grease on his jersey.
Knaus has got some moves, and he can elude a lot of people. Jeff Gromowski in on the tackle again for the Spartans. But again, a 5-yard pickup, and that's kind of been the mantra tonight, Jeff, for the Hemlock Huskies. They've been very successful on their 1st down plays, getting big yardage. That kind of opens up the playbook for the Huskies.
Peters back in at quarterback right now as Knaus goes out. I don't know if he might have got dinged up on that last play. Somebody's on the sidelines, and they're trying to work out a cramp, it looks like. And the running back on the play is number 20, Scott Gunther. As Gunther picks up some yardage at the 47-yard line of the Pinconning area Spartans.
That is Knaus getting worked on. It's just a cramp, though.
Yeah, nothing to it. If you've ever had a cramp and somebody goes, oh, it's just a cramp, you're going, yeah, baloney, that's just a cramp. You can feel that thing right up into your Adam's apple.
The last time you said you had a cramp was like 3 o'clock in the morning when you're rolling around, getting out of bed or something.
I was, after a doubleheader of reffing football, I went to roll over, and I'm going to tell you what, I haven't shot out of bed that quick in decades. Gunther, the ball carrier, and he is stopped short of the 1st down. What a great charging tackle by the Pinconning area Spartan defense. I got to say that's Backus before he even turns around.
Yep.
And you could just tell by the way he finished, that young man has got a nose for the football.
That young man's going to have double digits in tackles tonight, Jeff. So he's played an excellent football game tonight on both sides of the football. Very well done.
Yep, I just like the energy at which he plays with, and he finishes.
And he's a scat back. He's a little guy, but I'll tell you what, he lays the wood to you. He can hit you.
He certainly can. It's 4th down now in about a half of the football, and the defense from Pinconning jumps and will allow a free 5 yards to the Hemlock Huskies. And now with 7 and 10 left, they're going to be able to chew up at least another 2 minutes of the clock. And, boy, things are time running out for Pinconning.
Well, you got to watch the football. They probably went with a stagger count sometimes, Jeff. And the key on the stagger count is for the offense to stay still, to draw the defense off when you go with that staggered cadence.
Go with that staggered cadence and the attention to that hut.
Yep.
As you make things happen, and that really changes the way Gunther, the ball carrier, and that ball looked like it was fumbled on the play, and it was fumbled on the Gunther
play.
Turned around looking for it, and he couldn't find it. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pinconning area Spartans.
It looks like number 4, Darren Labine, on the fumble recovery for the Pinconning area Spartans, but they're going to come away with good field position, Jeff, on their own 35-yard line. We've got 6:49 to go here in the football game. Pinconning down to the Hemlock Huskies, 28-0.
But they get another break, and they get their hands back on the football. And that ball being thrown downfield, and it is just underthrown as McGillen had a couple of steps on the defense. And again, I was going to say throwing it into the wind, but there is no Old Glory movement right now.
None.
As great route by McGillen. That pass just came up a little bit short as they'll go back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that was there, Jeff, like you said, just a touch short. But Mason does not have the win anymore. The win has absolutely died down to nothing here at Pinconning Stadium.
Quick ball to the outside. McGillen trying to make people miss. And look at the white hats coming to the football. As it will be, again, another nice play by Corbin Napick. He's making it happen on both sides of the football. And a modest gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and almost 8.
Man, View threw that ball a long ways, all the way from the other side of the hash mark to the far side to all the way to this side, Jeff. That was a nice throw by Mason, getting the ball out there quickly.
They're going to come and change things up now, and they're going to come trips here to the short side of the field and stack it. 3 receivers against 2 defenders. I kind of like the odds there. We'll see if they can make it happen. Still, I'm not at the 10 seconds. As View gets the ball, 3-step drop. He's going to throw that ball downfield. Perfectly thrown and caught by Backus as he's down inside the 25 to the 21. I want to tell you what, that was a pinpoint pass that time by View.
Well, you had to put it over the defensive linebacker out there, Jeff, in front of the safety who came over. But there was a very, very small window for View to put that in there. And Backus did a nice job catching it, and View put it right on the money.
View had time to throw the football. He stepped into that throw, and he put it exactly where it needed to be.
When you get time to throw the football and you can step up and zing it, he does a nice job.
It is a quarterback keeper, and that is McGillen. As they moved View to the wide receiver. View's looking a little gimpy right now as he comes back into the huddle. He's going to go back to quarterback on this play, but he kind of had a little giddy up in his step.
And on the tackle again, Connor Hahn, Jeff, for the Hemlock Huskies. 5:12 to go here in the football game up here at Pinconning Stadium. 28-0 Hemlock.
Ball carrier on the play, banging forward is Mielke.
Yeah, Melky's had a nice game tonight too, Jeff, for the Pinconning area Spartans.
So is that dude named Hahn that made the tackle.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got to have double digits too. And that kid, you just got to take your hats off. That kid's a stud.
That we've got some very good football players out there tonight, Jeff, for both squads.
4:40 and counting left in the ball game. Third down, 7 yards to go for Pinconning. View out of the shotgun. Looks over right now. Coach says, yep, I think we got a play that'll win. Let's run it. View looks at his wristband, calls it out. He's back to pass. That ball into a tight window is dropped as that was thrown into triple coverage defensively. And boy, View threw that ball where it had to be thrown, but again, off of that back foot, really couldn't zip it, but the defense flowed to that football, and there were white jerseys everywhere around that ball.
Yeah, ball is intended for number 23 for the Spartans, Nolan Briggs, Jeff. Incomplete pass, stops the clock. 4th down and 5 for Pinconning at the Hemlock 18-yard line. Back to throw. Throws downfield, running out of real estate at the back of the end zone, intended for McGillen. And the ball will go over on downs as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hemlock Huskies with 4 and 10 left in the ball game, Mike. And boy, you know, it looked like Pinconning had some nice plays again moving down, but they just could not finish the drive.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, Jeff. They've done a nice job up and down the field. They just have not been able to finish, like you just said, not been able to put it in the end zone. But, you know, between the 20s or the 10s, they've done a pretty decent job of moving the football. But then once they get in that red zone, it's been very difficult for them.
As again, quarterback's back and forth as Peters now goes back to the sidelines.
Looks like they got another quarterback in there, Jeff.
It looks like 13 cutouts.
Is it 13? Yep, you're right.
He's got split backs. And I'd say that they're going to hand that thing off to Gunther. And Gunther bangs forward for a gain on the play of about 6 yards, maybe 7, as he's out to the 26-yard line. And Gunther, again, he's 3-4 yards into the secondary before he gets it. And
yeah, Pirro came up. Jeff did a nice job, made the tackle for the Pinconning Spartans. But again, first down again. Big yardage by the Hemlock Huskies on first down. They got 6 on that, makes it 2nd down and 4. Really makes it a lot easier on your offense when you gain that on first down.
Landzik came off the field limping as the ball goes to Gunther again. Tacklers were led by the Pinconning area Spartans. As my light just went dim.
I've heard this. I've heard people say that about you, my friend.
It isn't the first time.
The lights are on, but there's nobody home.
I resemble that remark.
Let me see if I can help you out.
That looked like that was number 65, Ellsworth. On the quarterback keeper, short of the first down, is number 13. As that quarterback just cannot make it happen. And on 4th down again, Mike, we're at 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. So it's a situation where it is going to be easy for them to just wait until the last couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Will run down, and they'll either take a timeout or they'll just kick it away in the last couple of seconds. But this Hemlock team is starting very strong, and they're finishing strong.
Yeah, the Pirro again on the tackle for the Huskies, Jeff. And what I like about the Hemlock Huskies, they throw a lot of different looks at you. A lot of different people are carrying the mail and passing the football and stuff. And with Napick and Peters, that's a pretty good football team.
We'll take a break and come back right after this for the final 2:01 on BCTV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala. And we'll have Hemlock in punt formation with 2:01 left of the ball game. Pinconning looks like they're going to try and come after this kick. They're just taking their time, making sure they've got everything right offensively. A little southpaw kicker.
Wow.
He gets a nice boot into the ball. And that thing takes a little bit of a Pinconning roll. Again, just like the 9-iron, Coach, that you hit. Hits on the 35, draws back a couple of yards, and just sits right next to the pin.
Well, I planned it that way. I always like to throw it past the pin and draw it back. I hope I can do it all day tomorrow, though.
Well, you got that big golf outing tomorrow, too, which is going for a good cause.
It is going for a good cause. It's the ISD outing, Jeff, for student clubs. Nice to see a lot of the kids that were in the court tonight.
Just about the whole senior court.
They were all at the Career Center, so I got a soft spot for the Career Center.
Oh,
working
justifiably
for the ISD.
so.
Yeah.
Here we go with the Pinconning area Spartans. Looks like might have McGillen there again.
That's Pirro.
Pirro,
right.
as he sends that thing out the back, is just a little bit underthrown. As Matthew Pirro, the 11th grader, with a pass that, boy, Backus just about made a crazy catch on.
Well, if you got Pirro, that's a junior, and you also have Mason View, that's a junior, Jeff. So a little bit, that's some good quarterback competition going on there. Both very good quarterbacks.
Both great kids and great quarterbacks, and certainly will give them something to continue to build that program here with Dave Lavasser's program here. Pirro sends that thing out, and two receivers in the same area. Somebody had a tough route there.
Yeah.
As Backus and McGillen were both in the same neighborhood.
I think you were kind of looking at maybe just a small incidental little pick play right there, Jeff. They were kind of crossing, and a little bit behind the Backus was Pirro. It's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
As Pirro gets the word of wisdom from the Pinconning sideline. With $1:43 left in our contest, 28-0, the Hemlock Huskies on top over the Pinconning area Spartans on our BCTV Game of the Week. As Milky, the ball carrier, pounds forward for a gain of about 5 yards on the play. Backus out front trying to put a big block in.
Hahn and Gunther again in on the tackle for
I think Pinconning's going to see White 40 Hahn in their sleep tonight. He has just been everywhere on the football field.
He's everywhere. I wonder if he drives the bus home tonight.
He probably did. He probably pops corn at the home games too. But, he's the Mike linebacker, and he's supposed to make plays, and they don't disappoint.
He's got a little stinger, though, right now. He's timeout, Jeff.
Timeout, Pinconning. Hahn is glad that that's there because he'll have a minute to let that feeling get back. We'll keep it right here with $1:06 left in the ball game as the Pinconning Spartans try and come up with a big play, see if they can take that 0 off of the scoreboard. And there you have a good look at the scoreboard. 1:06 left in the 4th quarter.
Forgot to mention the winner of the 2017 Homecoming Spirit Jug, if I'm correct, was the senior class of 2018. So it
was tight.
Oh, it was a very close vote. Very close. But they took home the Spirit Jug. They came up here and got it. And they will have to return that to class on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Yeah. All right, so they got it for the weekend.
Well, I hope they don't put too much Coca-Cola in there on the weekend and have it eat out the bottom of that jug. Here we go with the Pinconning area Spartans. Backus, the ball carrier, nice little stutter step to the outside, picks up the 1st down and more, down the sideline on the eastern side and gets out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Nice run that time by Backus.
Yeah, that was really nice, Jeff. He cut inside, didn't see anything, cut outside, and in on the tackle for the Huskies was number 23, J.J. Meyer, knocking him out of bounds and stopping the clock with 57 ticks to go in the football game.
Gotta love the motor that Backus plays with again.
It's a high energy type of kid, Jeff, and he's had a tremendous football game tonight for the Pinconning Spartans.
As Pirro again will be the quarterback, as he's got one offset back. Looks like Milky. Pirro rolling to the near side of the field, lets it go downfield. It's just almost tipped to himself. Backus did at the 4-yard line. But again, the defense back there taps the ball away. Defenders back there included number 17, Ethan McGregor. It'll come back to the line of scrimmage with 50 ticks left in the fourth quarter.
Also in on the play, Alexander Ostrowski for the Hemlock Huskies. Jeff, incomplete pass, stops the clock. 50 ticks to go in the ball game.
Huskies able to mix and match some folks here in the fourth quarter to get some valuable snaps for those kids. As Pinconning trying to do a little bit of the same to make sure that they've got kids ready for the last 3 weeks. Pirro coming to the near side. He's got time to throw the ball. It's downfield, and it is incomplete, but we've got a penalty flag down in the play, and that's usually holding.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be a holding against the Pinconning area Spartans, Jeff.
They'll normally accept that penalty and make it second down and 20 yards to go and back them up a little farther because Pinconning's trying to get into the end zone, but the Hemlock Huskies would like nothing more than to come back with a shutout victory after tonight's game.
Well, Hemlock's going to win this game, Jeff. They're going to come out of here 4-2 and 2 games away from making the playoffs. And next week, the Pinconning area Spartans are on the road. They got to go to St. Louis and play the Sharks. Which is no easy task either.
That's just another one of those long bus rides. But, you know, the Pinconning team will be ready to go next week once again as they'll be healthy and ready to rock. Pirro again out of the shotgun. Nice little screen pass was well set up with 2 blockers out in front, just off of the hands of Milky, as it will be a 3rd down and 20-yard to go situation once again for the Pinconning area Spartans.
Yeah, that was set up really nice, Jeff. He had the 2 blockers out there. That was going to be a big game for Pinconning. Unfortunately, it was just a touch behind Milky and incomplete, stops the clock. Jeff, 41 ticks to go.
Pirro again out of the shotgun, single back, twins to the far side of the field. A nice handoff up the middle. Making people miss, trying to cut back across the grain. Just lost his footing. Would have been a tremendous run. He was running to daylight, but unfortunately Milky came down and blew a tire as he tried to cut back across the grain.
A little bit of dew on the ground, Jeff. Wouldn't you think?
I would say it's about that time of the night with 15 ticks left in the ballgame. Unless the Spartans get a first down here, this could be the last play of the game. Pirro back. He's going to throw it across the grain, and what a nice catch by McGillen.
Well, that was a nice throw by Pirro, Jeff. Just found a nice opening in the gap in the field, and we got a timeout, Pinconning.
Pinconning's going to have one shot at the end zone with 3 ticks left. We'll take a break and come back after this on BCTV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever. It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you, Nick Page and Jared Doan on the cameras, produced and directed by Natalie Doan tonight. As with 3 ticks left, Mike, Pinconning's got to find a way to get this thing in the end zone.
Throw it into the end zone, Jeff, and go up and get it and put some points on the board for the Spartans.
Boy, that's where you wish you had somebody like Paul Yokish or something, 6'8", coming off the bench just to make a big catch in the end zone. Pirro's going to throw that ball down in the end zone. Double covered. McGillen can't get it. That's all there is.
There isn't anymore.
The final score in our ball game, the Hemlock Huskies 28 and the Pinconning area Spartans nothing. We'll be back for the post-game show right after this on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. as a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Good evening and welcome back to our post-game show here on BCTV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala along with you. It was just a little too much Hemlock for the Pinconning area Spartans tonight.
Jeff, it really was. Hemlock did a nice job, put 28 points up on the board defensively. They shut out the Spartans. You know, that's another pretty complete Tri-Valley football team that we saw again tonight.
Very dominant Mike linebacker. Hahn tonight was everywhere for Hemlock.
Yeah, he was all over the football field. When he wasn't tackling, he was running the football. I thought they had good balance. And for a team that lost their first and second quarterbacks and they went to the Wildcat, Jeff, it was very impressive what they did tonight.
Obviously, Peters is one of the two that they lost, and he's back because that's not your third-string quarterback that's making things happen. So, you know, great blend offensively. The big dogs up front for Hemlock were making holes, and those kids were reading blocks and running off of those blocks and very successful.
Yeah, they did a nice job up front tonight, Jeff, and there was nothing fancy about the Hemlock Huskies. They just blocked very well at the point of attack. The running backs read the blocks very well, got to the holes, and had some big plays. But I think the key for Hemlock was tonight, every first down and pretty much the whole game, it was a 5, 6, or 7 yard gain for the Hemlock Huskies.
Yeah, they certainly moved the pile tonight. But again, when you look at the score, you go, man, Pinconning must have been terrible tonight.
No.
Quite contrary to that.
No, they were very good, Jeff. I thought they did some nice stuff. Between the 10s, they did a great job. They just couldn't finish, put it in the end zone. I think Mason View grew up a little bit tonight. Perot did a nice job when he came in at quarterback. And what can you say about Gramoski and the Backus, the other? They both had 8 tackles apiece tonight. I like those two football players.
Boy, I'll tell you what, View threw a perfect pass to Backus and would have been 14-7. They knocked it away. They come back down, and they had, with 2 seconds left in the half, a fingertip touchdown catch, made it 21-0, and that was a huge turning point in this game.
That would have been interesting if that would have been an incomplete pass, Jeff, and they go in at 14-0 at halftime. But I think what you said during the game, it was kind of like this deflating touchdown for Pinconning when Hemlock, with 2 seconds to go in the first half, put that touchdown up there to go up 21-0.
Well, you got to credit their ability to make and finish plays. They made it happen tonight. The Pinconning area Spartans are going to be now 2-4 on the season. They're going to go to St. Louis next week. We're going to find ourselves with a great renewal of crosstown rivalry. No, not Central Western. That's coming up in 2 more weeks. But John Glenn and Bay City Central, that should be fun from Elmer Engel Stadium next Friday.
Well, when we put this together, we knew they played it many years ago, but it's nice to see them back playing. It's homecoming for Central High School, Jeff, so Engel Stadium will be rocking. It'll be standing room only, so we'll definitely be getting our 50-50 tickets there, too, because it's going to be a big one.
Well, SRO is a beautiful thing, and it'll be a lot of fun, but it's just great to be able to bring the wide world of sports that we have again tomorrow. We'll be out at Saginaw Valley for the Tri-City Girls Swimming Competition that we'll bring. Last week we had some great tennis that we brought, so we're trying to do it all, and we grew up with a little bit of tennis because I think they like the tone that we were able to do the match with. I think they want us to do more tennis matches. We like football.
We can be a little bit louder in football, but when it was tennis, we did have to use our inside voice, as they always say. But it's been a great fall, Jeff, and we've got a lot of football left. We got a little bit of cross country that you're going to do in a few weeks. So, it's been a great fall so far. Thanks to the Pinconning Area Booster Club for their support. Mike View, the superintendent, Kyle Woodruff, the athletic director. And we say it a lot, but we cannot do this without them. And they host us, and when we come up here, they just bend over backwards for us.
Speaking about not being able to make it happen without them, how about Nick Page tonight? He turns over the reins for producing and directing to Natalie Doan. He does camera work extraordinaire along with Jared Doan. So, Natalie, hats off to your first effort here and make it happen, partner. You know it's always my pleasure to stand next to you in the evening.
It is an absolute joy, Jeff, be back down here with you and the team. And Natalie did a great job. And, she's a director. She's telling you what to
do. Now the director hat comes off when she gets back in the car. Is that my understanding?
That hat is lost for the next week. So it's been a pleasure again tonight. Again, we wish all the best the rest of the regular season to the Pinconning area Spartans. And young gentleman number 7 that got hurt early,
Tyler
Albrecht. Thank you. We
Yep.
wish for nothing but the best from him, that he has a good prognosis.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with him, Jeff, and hope they take good care of him tonight, which they will, and he'll come back strong, and hopefully we'll be able to see him during basketball season.
Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll see you again.